I'm speaking to a lot of parents in the last week. First of all, I was traveling a lot last week, so I ran into a lot of different people. Every kid in the entire country is sick.
Yep.
I don't think there's a healthy child in America right now.
Yeah, no.
Every single person I talk to is telling me, oh, we just got over it. Oh, my kids just got it.
And the fevers are high. It's like 104, 103.
We've had a fever for a week.
Yeah.
1 week of fevers. Vomiting. And then you go to the doctor like, it's nothing.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat. We are celebrating a very special birthday today. So we're going to kick off the episode with that. And then we have a ton of news. The big conversation is around...
We're a big AI pod.
I mean, we invented AI.
Yeah.
This podcast, we actually just dumped it into ChatGPT and we didn't even say anything. We're just reading off what we've dumped into ChatGPT. If you don't know what that is, we're going to let you know. It is going to change your life for the better. It's phenomenal. We talk earnings. We talk China. We talk Iran. We talk World Cup. And we talk Elon like we always do. And most importantly, Kathy's Tuesday. Our holiday party is upon us. We have released the location. It is Petite Taqueria in West Hollywood on La Cienega, 6 p.m. So if you've RSVP'd, we are way over capacity. So please make sure if you're coming, you've RSVP'd. We're going to give all the details of how we're going to handle everything in the next 24 hours, but stay tuned on social media. But make sure you're there 6 p.m. It's going to be a fun night. We're going to meet some amazing people. We're going to have a fun time. Are we going to do a Q&A?
Yeah, we're going to do a Q&A.
Do we have any questions?
Do we have any big hats?
We got some. So make sure to fill out the Google form. You can submit questions on there because we want to have some prepared early. And then we'll also leave like 10 to 15 minutes for people to just ask questions there.
Okay, cool. So if you have any questions or you want something announced to the group, this is your time. Put it out on the Google form that's on. Where's the Google form?
It should have been sent to you guys' email addresses.
Yeah, if you RSVP'd. If not, let's have Shay post it on social.
Yeah, we'll post
the Google
it tomorrow.
Form. And so we'll see you all on Tuesday. It's going to be a fun night. And let's get into the episode. All right, we got to start this episode out with a big happy birthday to Drama. December 4th is his birthday. He is out today celebrating. Shares his birthday with some notable names.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Heard of him.
And Jeff Toll.
Yeah. So happy birthday to all three.
All three are dear friends.
Yeah. You and Jay-Z are very close.
Very close. I'll tell that story one day. But yeah, happy birthday. I'm sure you're enjoying yourself on your vacation. And then funny, Drama's mom texted me the other day saying, Anand's my new favorite. Give me his number. I said no.
Wait, why'd you say no? And why am I her new favorite?
I don't know, but I said no. I'm not giving you the number.
I mean, I would love to. I'd love to chat with Drama's mom, and I think that's very nice and sweet of her.
You're gonna have to go through other means to get your number. I said, ha ha ha, no.
And what'd she respond with?
She did. Probably thought I was being mean.
Yeah, you're a bully.
I can be a bully.
I will say, Drama, like, I always thought he was the young guy. He's not young anymore.
Nah.
Let's be real.
What, he's 36? 37?
He's 3 years younger than me, so I turned 39. He's 36.
Yeah, 36.
That's not young.
Not anymore. 36?
I mean, we met him at 22.
Yeah. 22.
He was young at 22.
22 is a young buck. 36, I got married, Drama.
I was married at 35. Yeah. Where are you at, Drama? Terry, can you talk to your son?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Time to settle down.
Have some kids.
Yeah. What else is there? When you have kids like us, your kids are always sick and you don't get to leave the house ever again.
Yeah, this has been a brutal weekend for all of us.
Oh my God, I can't take it. I don't know. I've been speaking to a lot of parents in the last week. First of all, I was traveling a lot last week, so I ran into a lot of different people. Every kid in the entire country is sick.
Yep.
I don't think there's a healthy child in America right now.
Yeah, no.
Every single person I talk to is telling me, "Oh, we just got over it. Oh, my kids just got it."
And the fevers are high. It's like 104, 103.
We've had a fever for a week.
Yeah.
1 week of fevers, vomiting, and then you go to the doctor like, it's nothing.
We were at UCLA last week, and they said the pediatric ward was worse than it's ever been that they've seen. And, we obviously lived in the hospital during COVID and there was never an issue.
Yeah.
This is like the equivalent, the adult version of bad COVID for kids.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because even, there's a mask mandate coming this week for COVID, and we're talking about COVID. The amount of kids that are sick and whatever, nobody knows what they have.
Yep.
They say
they're not testing positive for COVID. The kids.
No, none of them are. We've tested our kids 6 times. None of them are sick from COVID. They all are similar symptoms. People say it's RSV. People say it's the flu. I don't know what it is, but it's insane how infectious kids have been.
I mean, at UCLA, they're making makeshift rooms in the waiting room for pediatrics kids.
Wow.
It's that bad.
Yeah.
So that many kids are sick.
Yeah. Today was the first normal day for our kids where they were able to get up, actually eat 3 meals, kind of get through the day. We hit the Grove.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What time? I
Just
was
now.
there.
Literally just now.
Oh, okay. I was there in the morning.
They wanted to see the tree and we had dinner, whatever. But man, I don't know. It's been quite adventurous of a week.
I think everyone's sick.
By the way, I was gone, so it's not as painful for me as it's been for my wife. But it's
You've had a week.
I've had a week.
You've had a week. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'll share some parts of it. I was in San Francisco. I'll share that part, and I'll share the part that I went to a conference.
Mm-hmm. You posted it, so you can share it.
Yeah, Wonder Co. Wonder Co. is the fund that started by Jeffrey Katzenberg and Sujay Jaswa and Anthony Saleh and
AKA Dude Bro,
and Chen Li and a lot of people that we speak with all the time. And it was at the Half Moon Bay Ritz.
I've heard it's nice.
Yeah, it is. The view is insane.
We kind of looked at it for a wedding venue.
Yeah, it seems like a great wedding place.
Yeah.
I never heard of this place. I've never heard of Half Moon Bay in my life. I didn't even know it was in California. I literally had to Google it when we had to book a flight. Where the hell are we going? I was like, relatively close to San Francisco. The conference was star-studded.
Yep.
So, you had Sujay Jaswa, who Sujay was one of the co-founders of Dropbox and then became a partner at WonderCo. A very well-connected guy. Obviously, Jeffrey Katzenberg. Everyone knows who that is. They let it off. They had this guy who was a mentalist, which I'd never,
It's hot right now. I see it on Sunday morning football.
Yeah.
They have some guy on the Buccaneers doing shit with Tom Brady.
Yeah, I get it. If I was really rich, I'd have a mentalist next to me. It's just, you have to look this guy up. I'll share the name. I forgot his name. I'll look it up. But we had, and then they had a few speakers. They had Ollie Goatsy, who's the founder of Databricks. No idea what Databricks is still, but the guy is brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant guy. And the way he views the world and how he thinks about things, it's just inspiring to hear people like that talk. Then
let's get to the most important.
Jeffrey interviewed Kevin Systrom.
Yeah.
And
so Kevin Systrom's the founder of Instagram.
And Biz, who was the founder of Twitter, was there.
Okay.
And Jeffrey gave him the mic, and they started talking about social media and Twitter. And
what were the takeaways?
Biggest takeaway Kevin Systrom said in front of everyone is Mark Zuckerberg does not lose. I
have been saying that on this podcast.
Yeah, he's like, you could say all you want about everything he's doing, but the guy doesn't lose.
Yeah, I believe it.
It definitely, people have a negative tone toward social media, like generally, like those types of people. The comment that Kevin Systrom said was, which I thought was really important, was he made a funny joke, like, where are all the cats? And he's like, when Instagram started, it was pictures of cats, your half-eaten food, and like, your family. And he's like, my mom and I connected across the country because of those pictures. And now, because it's basically a creator-driven product, that nobody is really sharing their personal life anymore.
No, if you look at our Insta posts, I actually went back to my early Instagram posts, and it's just like a picture of pizza.
I used to have so much food on there, and obviously, I think food pictures are disgusting.
No, sure, but that's what you were doing at the time.
Yeah,
you were like, "Oh, I'm at whatever restaurant, I'm eating a pizza, and I want to share that with my friends."
What's interesting is I lived a very fun life in that early era of Instagram. I live a far more interesting life today, and I share nothing. Mm-hmm. Zero. I don't feel comfortable sharing.
Well, the stakes are too high.
Yeah, and the thing is the stakes are too high, and it just, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable anymore because, like, I guess to your point, the stakes are too high and everything gets misinterpreted.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why do I care anymore? Like, I do and what sucks about it is I'm taking less pictures than ever. I used to take, even when the kids.
I agree with that. I don't take any pictures anymore.
At least I used to take pictures with the idea of posting. I posted maybe one picture, but I took 100 pictures.
And most of the venues we go to, we're not even allowed to take pictures.
Yeah, you can't even take pictures anywhere. But like anywhere you go, you can't even at the conference, I felt weird. I took one picture of
the menu, right?
The menu. I mean, not the menu, the agenda.
List of the speakers.
And I didn't get a chance to really I would have normally taken a picture of every speaker and but at least have it for my memory. Forget posting it.
Yeah, the problem is the stakes are too high and everyone knows it, and it just sucks.
Yeah. And but
so what do you think Kevin Systrom obviously created one of the most amazing platforms of all time.
Yeah.
What do you think his take is?
His take is that basically all of these platforms are creator driven. He talked about TikTok as well. He's like, most people are lurkers. Most people are not creators.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So he's like, because of industry is now behind it, businesses are behind it, it's really hard to create. But then he did say afterwards in a smaller group, he's like, Be Real feels like the more real version of it, but I just don't know if it has the legs to
Yeah, I mean, Be Real's a job.
That's the problem. Yeah. But the premise is right. The idea of what are you doing in the moment?
Yeah, early Instagram was we actually shared what we actually were doing.
Yeah.
Now it's all curated let me take a cute picture of my kid.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, look, at least the kid stuff is the only reason why I feel comfortable with sharing that, because you can't judge me about my kids. Mm-hmm. And it's my one way of sharing with friends about our kids and this and that, because I'm not somebody that picks up the phone and goes, hey, what's going on with my life? I'm not that guy.
Right.
So the only in touch with my family people have is a few pictures on Instagram a week of literally only my kids now. Right. I do not share anything fucking else. When I was someone that shared everything.
And you're everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm literally, where I've been in the last week is insane. And I do not share it. Because I don't feel comfortable sharing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just...
You also don't want, you have business partner, not business partners, but whatever. You have...
Everything gets misinterpreted.
Yes. No one... And everyone's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But no one wants to know you're doing that.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
What's interesting is wherever I go, no one's posting anything about anything.
Yeah.
Literally nothing. And these people are living fascinating lives. And the irony is that people living the least interesting lives are posting the most.
Right. Like, just for example, like, I mean, everyone we know from LA was at the USC-Utah game in Vegas.
Yeah.
No one posted one picture.
Alex Holmes posted once.
One picture. Private jet is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, we know everyone who was at that game.
Yeah.
And no one posted shit.
Yeah. It's my.
And then I'm sure the Delilah of Vegas must have been nuts. No one posted anything. Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, one I would say is our age group.
Yeah.
So our cohort. I think once you have kids and the stakes are high, like you said, you're done. Social media is over. They should just ban people once you're married with kids from social media.
Right.
We're useless. We're not creating anything.
No, we also don't want to share what we're doing.
No. You
Like
can't.
we all do fun stuff, but we don't post anything.
No, you can't. I can't show you that I'm having fun. It'll kill you.
Yeah, it will. No, it's right.
It is. You can't. It's just not. It's not what people want to see. And it's funny is like I look at like I follow all of my friends on social media. By my friend standard, no one is doing anything. Everyone I know does nothing all day according to social media. Yeah. I know they're all doing something. Even if you're hanging with your family, you don't even share that
I
anymore.
had 3 events last night.
Yeah.
I didn't post one thing.
Well, you never were a poster.
Yeah.
So that was different. I was a poster.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fascinating. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys post? Jordan, you don't post anything, do you?
Jordan's
I
post
post
shit.
a little bit. I feel like part of it is like you guys.
Maybe I don't follow you.
Yeah, you don't follow. me.
Okay.
I
That's
follow
better for you.
Jordan.
That's better for you. You for someone you work with, you don't want them to follow you.
Yeah.
I purposely try not to follow people I work with because I actually think it's negative to them.
Why? How so?
For example, if let's say I followed you. You go out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You're late to work tomorrow. I hate your guts.
That wouldn't happen though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But like, if I see that, I don't like. I'd rather not know.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
I get
mean?
that.
Like, if I see it and I'm like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
You know, that's literally what I would think. You know, I follow Javier because I talk to him a lot, so I want to know what he's doing. But and he wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know if he even sleeps. So it's easy to follow. What do you got to say there, Javier?
To be fair, also, sometimes when I'm thinking about posting something I'm doing, I think like, wait, D's gonna see this. Like maybe I shouldn't. Like just in case it was too late. Like I don't know.
smart.
Like,
It is smart. I that's exactly how I feel. Like I'll take a video sometimes I want to post it. I'm like, fuck, what does that look like? Even for me, it's like parents who go to school with my kids. I don't want to be known as anything but a dad at school. Like I'm not trying to be known as anything. I don't want, I went on a school tour and I'm sure he's listening and someone said, "Oh, I listened to the pod." And I got fucking nervous because I don't want that to judge where my kids go to school.
I went to a kid's school event and they brought up a name was interesting.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. It's rough, when you get at a school event, you don't want to ruin your kid's life because you got a big mouth and you like to post on social.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of big mouth, Ari is wearing a Utah hat.
Is he really?
Fuck yeah.
Why?
My
You
best
fucking
friend goes to
loser.
Utah. And then
Oh
you
my-
guys got the shit beaten out of you this weekend, so I thought
What's
I had to
wrong
rep.
with you?
He's a lunatic.
He showed up with sunglasses on the last episode
Yeah.
because he was so hungover.
Yeah. This is why you're depressed. You're a Utah fan.
You know, you guys were the ones telling me to go get drunk, and then I go and get drunk, and now you're like, this is why you're depressed.
No, you showed up with sunglasses.
Well, I was
I
just
cannot
hungover.
believe you're wearing a Utah hat. I did not see that.
Are you Mormon?
No.
So why are you wearing a Utah hat? Just to
Just to
rub it in
rub
our
it in.
face?
Just because you guys lost and my best friend goes to Utah.
Is he Mormon?
Are we not your best friends?
No, you're not.
So I don't want to talk about the game because it really pissed me off. The one thing I will talk about is that the game was Friday, 5 o'clock.
Yep.
It was a prime example of why I love sports, but I'm not a fan of any team or person.
What does that mean?
I can watch football from morning to night if I was ever given the opportunity to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch basketball. I can watch anything. I even watched a lot of the World Cup whenever I had time. But I am not invested in a team anymore because it is fucking heartbreaking when your team loses.
Meaning you were invested with USC and now you're heartbroken.
Yes.
And now you're over it.
And now I hate sports.
Yeah.
Because I was...
That was bad.
I was
it was
so
really bad.
mad. I just like could not believe how mad I was. And I literally, going to school at USC, when I was there, we sucked a fat one. And I was so angry and mad. I remember Ollie, who listened to the podcast, we would be leaving games yelling and screaming and cursing, so pissed. Like it was just a devastating week after week after week for 4 years.
I watched the game with Ollie.
Yeah. Was he mad?
We were both very mad.
Yeah. And,
it was insane.
Yeah. And so I think I have to go back to my roots, which is not caring.
Yeah, my takeaway from the game, we were up 17-3. We got outscored 43-7.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
That's your takeaway? I mean,
no,
that's pretty fact.
Caruso spent $100 million on the mayoral campaign. He should have spent it on defensive defense. Line. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he has another 100 to spend. That would be more for the city than being the mayor.
Oh my God! If USC won yesterday
and then we won 2 days ago, and
they won a national title,
yeah,
we need that defense.
It's good for morale.
100 million. Let's go.
Like 3 players.
Just pay 10.
3 players
yeah, you
wins
get a
everything.
couple linebackers and a safety.
Yeah.
I mean, if you saw the way we were tackling guys, they were just barreling into the end zone.
Yeah.
10 million solves that.
All right, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. It's annoying. I do want to talk about what I believe is the most interesting thing happening in the world, bar none. I've never seen. I will compare this to the first time I got to play around with Google when someone told me, have you heard of Google? I'll even compare it to the first time I remember when I don't know if you remember when Gmail started, you had to get invited.
Yeah, of course.
I remember when I finally got onto Facebook. I remember when I first touched my first iPhone. The day it came out, we got one. I remember I could kill you all these like very poignant moments in my life and technology. Like I remember going on Prodigy, which was an internet service in the 90s, and checking a sports score. And I was like, oh my God, this is so insane. All of those experiences felt a certain way. And they were all pivotal moments in like kind of human history and technology. On Thursday, when ChatGPT came out, or Wednesday, whenever it came out, I was traveling and I saw Sam Altman tweet, go check this out.
So Sam Altman's the founder of OpenAI.
Yeah, and YC, right?
He was the head of YC.
Head of YC.
And now he's OpenAI.
OpenAI, artificial intelligence company they've been had for 6 years. And I went on it, and they're the ones that did the DALL-E, which is the generative art thing. So just to give people context, they created this art program where you could literally type in, I want a basketball player dunking with his left hand with a unicorn on his head, and fucking image would show up. An original image would just show up. It's insane. It was really, really cool, but for me, it had no practical fucking use because I don't need images. The ChatGPT launched, and you could say and ask anything. Yeah. You couldn't ask any news-related current events type stuff.
But you posted something about USC football. I saw that.
Yes, and they gave it a history. I'm gonna read to you what I asked them to do literally before this. I texted, or I went on chat.openai.com and I said, I'm going to tell you exactly what I wrote. I have 2 kids. Write a poem about my 2 kids, Dominic and Miles. That is literally all I said. This is what they wrote. I did not say who, I didn't say anything else but that. Here are 2 little boys, Dominic and Miles, full of laughter and fun, and always up for a surprise. They love to play and explore and learn new things every day with curious minds and hearts of gold. They light up our world in their own special way. Dominic is the older one with a quick wit and a clever mind. He's always thinking and asking questions and leaving us all behind. Miles is the younger one with a smile that never fades. He's always up for an adventure and ready to take on any challenge that's laid. Together, they make a great team and bring joy to our lives each day. We are so lucky to have them, our dear Dominic and Miles.
That's insane.
Fuck. Obviously, because I wrote Dominic first, they knew.
Yeah, he was the older one.
He was the older one. I'm telling you, it spit it out in fucking 5 seconds. 1 second.
No, it's.
I told him next to do a song about tractors and excavators. And boom, I read them a song on tractors and excavators.
And it's all free.
100% free today.
So I've seen everyone post it. I actually haven't played around with it.
Well, the problem is everyone who's on it right now are the dorks. And they're like, oh, let's write this code for taking over the robots. I'm like, yo, just keep it simple. Why you gotta always do scary shit? Like, keep it very simple.
So basically, like, CVS greeting cards are done.
I think a lot of things are done. And what, you know, the obvious thing that everyone talked about was search is fucked because Google. I have to believe Google has built this.
Yeah, you would think so.
And they just
have
have
deep mind, right?
Yes. So here's the irony. You know who was one of the co-founders of this company, OpenAI?
Who?
Elon Musk.
Really?
Yes. He's
Him
listed as a founder. And he helped give the first $1 billion to the company. And he resigned from the board in 2018. This guy is everywhere.
That's crazy.
Who was also an early investor in DeepMind. So he knows artificial intelligence.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's take a step back. We know how obviously good this function is.
Yeah.
So what's the effect on society?
Everyone is going to cheat on school essays.
School's done.
School's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a student, and by the way, you get your first response, even on the visual or the text, you can iterate and say, if I said Miles is a girl, they'll change it.
Mm-hmm.
If I said Miles is the older one, they'll change it. They'll change it based on, so you can keep iterating and make it perfect. And that'll be your original version.
I'm curious because, like, you know, when we grew up in school and college, it was all memorization. It was all just kind of, you know, just read the books and solve the problem.
Yeah, no one actually learned anything.
Yeah. Does this make it that you have to actually have creativity? Meaning everything else is solved, right? If you have this ChatGPT solves everything. Google already solves everything.
Yeah.
Like if you just say
the problem is the big problem with Google, and I use this example of, I was looking for a French toast recipe. And I have one that I've been using and I like it. I was like, I want to mix it up. I want to try it. You go to Google, you get French toast recipes. The pages they go to are disaster. It's just a fucking mess, the way that it's laid out. You could go to ChatGPT, ask for a French toast recipe. It's clean.
And it comes right away.
And it's not messy.
Right.
And I think, I don't know. I think there's...
No, but I guess my question is this an unlock for humans? Basically, like all the
It should make us more efficient.
Yes.
It should make... And I think Google was a big unlock. That was the first big unlock. The thing about this unlock is if you don't ask the right questions, you don't get the answer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and this is... and people are criticizing, oh, this, oh, that. It's fucking 3 days old. Can you imagine once it ingests 1 billion data points a day, which is what, a year away from that? I mean, most of the world has not even discovered this site. And it is so phenomenal. Right now, it's just a bunch of tech dorks on it.
Yeah.
Like when regular people discover it.
Yeah, the optimist in me is that it unlocks that we get rid of all the nonsense and memorization and we focus on humans actually just using their mind.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Like even, I think the easier places it's going to win is like creativity. Even like write me a script, write a poem, write a song,
Yeah.
It's insane what you could do with this thing. I've been completely obsessed with it. I sit on it all day. Today we were talking about Miles had some breathing issue. And so I looked it up. My wife looked it up on Google. I looked it up on ChatGPT. It was just cleaner on ChatGPT. Same answer, but she had to go to a website and then she had to, decipher through ads and this. And obviously this has to be monetized, and I get it. Like things are gonna, but I had the same excitement when I first got Google, and I was like, Yahoo search had been out, but like Google was supposedly just better, and you could just search for shit. And I don't know, it feels even like when Ask Jeeves was out, ask me anything. He would just ask stupid questions all day.
No, it's fascinating, and I wonder how this changes education.
I asked it to tell me a racist Indian joke, and it said no, it won't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, but if you think about what we did in school, all we did was memorize shit.
Yeah.
We didn't think.
Yeah. This is like the business use case. Like if I'm an entrepreneur, I would be figuring out how this helps my business tomorrow. Do not fucking wait. Because this is like alpha for like 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
Where
and then everyone's gonna
have it, then it's not gonna matter. But right now, it's alpha.
Yeah, it's like an assistant, right?
It's like a really fucking smart.
A better Google.
Yeah.
So you think if you Google something versus putting on ChatGPT, what do you think is better?
Right now, if it's current events,
because I actually haven't played around with it. I've seen all the
Google's,
posts.
You don't get current events on this. Like I ask, what are the gross margins of a publicly traded company? It's like, we don't browse the internet. So that's
what ChatGPT says.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things ChatGPT today is not useful for. But like I asked for a recipe for French toast. They gave me one.
You use it?
No, I used my old recipe.
Okay.
They had ingredients that I didn't have.
No, it is crazy.
But even Josh asked, describe Ghost, and he gave like a high level one line about what the business is. The breakdown was insane. Like if you're pitching a company, you should just have GPT.
So basically, there's no reason for any analysts at any bank or VC firm.
Yeah, except current events. One of the things that the guy
what do you mean current events?
Because doesn't browse the internet, so it doesn't know what happened. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah. It's time.
So basically, it's like it's we talk about the white collar recession, how like middle management is basically done.
Yeah.
I think this is the next iteration.
I would highly recommend you become a laborer.
Yeah, go wait some tables.
No, like pack boxes. There's shit like that shit's far away from robotics.
No, that's not done.
That's not going to be done anytime soon. Like
it's scary.
I know people think robots are going to pack warehouses. That shit's
but that's like the point of like AI. Like I've heard a few founders of AI companies talk, and they say like, yeah, it's going to replace the people that do Excel.
Yeah.
And that like write legal documents. It's not replacing laborers. So AI in this first iteration that we're seeing basically eliminates white collar folks.
So it can't replace everybody.
Not everyone,
because
but
someone needs to give the input.
Yeah. So there needs to be one person that sees the input, not 50.
Yeah. You know what we should do is everyone else should be playing soccer and not being shitty at World Cup.
Yeah, we suck.
In America, AI should replace most people's jobs and everyone should go play soccer. Because it's embarrassing how bad we are at soccer.
You want to talk about the game?
I mean, we could talk about it. This is another reason why I'm not invested. At least I'm not a soccer fanatic, but I was pissed off at the end of that.
Yeah, I was mad. It was a rough 12 hours. We got our ass kicked by Utah. Fuck you, Ari.
Yeah. And then Netherlands, like nobody even knows where the Netherlands are.
They're big folks.
They're giant. How are they so big? And then the guy does the Antonio Brown dance.
And the goalie was 6'8".
Because we have those people. They just do not play soccer.
Yeah.
We have those giants.
It was like one of the most we all woke up and wanted to watch it, and we're like, we thought we had a shot. It was so clear we had no shot.
No shot. We got dominated.
And every time they scored, it was like a practice drill.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about soccer, so I don't care about the soccer fans. They're going to talk shit to me.
Yeah.
It literally looked like practice when they were scoring.
Yes. I mean, they're wide open. The goal we got looked like an accident.
It was a fluke.
Yeah.
The guy just
He went in. He didn't intend to do that.
And when we had shots, we didn't even shoot.
No. I don't know. This is where I have a problem with, like, I don't know. I'm so shocked that we're not good at this, considering when I watch, like, I don't know, Caleb Williams at USC, like, why isn't he playing soccer?
Right.
I mean, we just don't have an emphasis in this country. But I'll tell you what, OpenAI gives me full hope that America is still the most innovative place on earth. By far. I don't care. I used to think China and India were going to catch up. OpenAI is the most transformative thing I've seen since Uber, where I remember I was like, oh shit, you can just go anywhere.
Right.
Like this is way bigger. Just forget if OpenAI is the company that actually benefits from it. The idea that this is happening on our soil.
DeepMind was a British company.
Yeah, but
no one gives DeepMind the credit that they deserve.
Yeah, but it's
because
now
DeepMind powers a lot of Google.
Yeah,
and DeepMind was an AI company based in London that Google acquired for $400 million. This probably would be worth like $50 billion.
Oh yeah,
today,
probably
right?
more. But I mean, I think OpenAI is worth like $20 billion already, or something crazy.
Yeah, I think AI is definitely the new frontier,
Yeah.
and you have to look at yourself like, what are your skills and what can you be replaced with?
Yeah, and I think, the thing the Databricks guy said in the conference was that I believe AI is going to replace every job, which I thought was like inaccurate. Because the thing about it is there is a human relationship element that AI just still cannot replace. So you just have to be the best in your field and you will not get replaced. If you're mediocre, you're fucked.
Yeah, I think middle management, where you hide behind a desk and you don't really do anything and make six figures, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Those jobs are going to be disappear.
I actually think it'll push a good portion of the population to be better. And a population to be fucked.
I don't know if it pushes them to be better. I think it just pushes them to get fired.
No, I think people will also feel like, in generally, when you put pressure, you really get a diamond or you get crushed. Like you will get diamonds. You will get people that step up.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think about, like, for example, my experience. I was an investment banking analyst, and everything I did could have been automated, like building an Excel model, building a PowerPoint presentation. I wasn't coming up with anything. I was just like the monkey, like putting the numbers in.
Yeah.
That should not.
Instead of a banana, you got Mr. Chaz.
What's that?
Instead of a banana, you got Mr. Chaz.
Yeah. Exactly. That's right. No, but my point is, like, we would sit there for 20 hours a day trying to figure out how to do a model. That should all be automated.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it will get.
I think AI is a white collar problem, not a labor problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would highly encourage everyone to go play with this. This is some of the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Like, think about every.
I mean, if I cared to do this, like, I'm not a holiday greeting card person, I would literally write a personal holiday greeting card for all my friends and print it out and look like I wrote it.
Right.
And people be like, oh my God.
So
put
thoughtful.
all their names.
So thoughtful.
Yeah.
You have a window because everyone's going to be able to do it.
I'm saying this Christmas I could get away with it.
This is your window.
Should I do it?
Yeah.
Send out 10,000 greeting cards.
Can you give me a Christmas card?
Yeah. I'll put all your kids' names.
Yeah.
Put everyone in there. Put the street you live on. And they'll give me a great poem.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
They'll do that. Javier, you got your hands full.
It's OpenAI is Javier.
See, Javier's going to have a job for a long time.
Who's going to be the first artist that gets caught for using AI to write him a song?
If you do it right and you put all the different unique inputs, you can't get caught.
Yeah, because every artist already has writers.
Yeah, and the thing about it is like you could put like write me a song about West Hollywood. My name is Joe and I drive a Toyota Corolla, and you're going to get a different output than someone else whose name is Mary that drives a Mercedes that lives in Santa Monica. They'll get a different song. It's fucking unbelievable. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like the alpha is so short because everything happens, everything blows up so quickly, but man, I would be using it to do everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. All right, let's get into some business news. Macy's, which is a company that we basically kind of thought was dead, retail, and it was kind of the butt of a lot of people's jokes the last kind of 5 years that they missed the e-commerce trend. The business is not only very strong, they're raising earnings forecasts. They're profitable. They're back to growing. They're low inventoried. I mean, this is the open AI of e-commerce and retail.
Yeah, it's shocking. I mean, I don't know anyone that goes to a Macy's.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem to matter. It seems like a lot of people do.
So where are people going to Macy's? Is this like middle of the country? Like the Beverly Center Macy's is dead.
Okay, Beverly Center is not. I don't know if it even is dead. I bet you tourism is fine there. I think if you live in a big suburbia, you go to the shopping center and you're walking into all the stores. Because by the way, Home Depot is doing great. Lowe's is doing great. Every department store retailer is actually doing okay. Dillard's is doing great. I think people are post-COVID. We're so sick of shopping on the internet. And I think the biggest takeaway of shopping on the internet, it's still quite painful. Between returns, exchanges, sizes, and waiting. And you're never going to get 15-minute delivery. You're never going to get the ease. And I think the bigger thing is like, this is something my wife and I are talking about today, is like, you just have to get out of the house.
Yeah.
You got to do shit. And going to a store is doing shit. Like,
especially when you have kids.
You're just looking, you go to the park. The parks are fucking slammed in LA.
And then that's 1 hour and you have to kill
then
another
you have to do
6.
something else.
Yeah.
Eating is 12 minutes and then you got to go somewhere else. And then you end up at a store. You end up at Macy's. You send them wherever. Like, I don't know. I think retail is fine. Brick and mortar is on fire. I think they've come a long way.
I think kids solved brick and mortar.
Yeah. I think fucking anyone married has to go to brick and mortar.
No, think about it. Like, we used to go to Costco when we were little kids with our dad just to kill like 2 hours.
Yeah. Eat some snacks, walk around.
Yeah. And then you play like the video games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to do $24 billion this year.
Name a technology company in the last
profitable.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, I think we're just getting back to our basics.
Yeah.
Brick and mortar, oil and gas.
Oil and gas. That's why even as much as OpenAI and all that stuff works, I could be all full of shit. It could be just a greeting cards company at the end of the day.
It could be. Yeah. It's just another Google.
Yeah. Google was pretty transformative, but it's interesting. And then Ulta came out. Their also business is booming. And beauty is a category which I always thought once you know what you like, you would just buy it online. But I think the experience and discovery is so good at Sephora's and Ulta.
I think it's really simple. It's what you said. Everyone wants to get out of the house.
Yeah.
It doesn't
do
matter.
Shit.
Yeah. It's like life is boring if you just sit at home all day.
Yeah. And there's just not much going on.
So you'll make an excuse to go to Ulta, Macy's, Bloomingdale's.
You're doing all of it.
You're doing everything.
Let's bring Kmart back. Let's bring it all back.
Yeah.
Let's find
people are bored.
Defunct retailer and Blockbuster Video.
I mean, think about it. Like, you obviously we both have 2 kids. Like, it's boring as shit. Just sit at home all day. You gotta go somewhere.
It's rough. Yeah, we'll go. Let's go with some international news now. The reports from the US kind of are coming out that manufacturing orders in China are down 40%, which people have never seen before. Just massive drop in demand. Then US container volume is down 21% just between August and November. We already know it's way down from last year.
Right.
August and November is down
drop.
21%.
Yep.
Chinese factories are expected to shut down 2 weeks earlier than they did last year. It's insane. Just absolute demand destruction. And China's taking the biggest hit.
And even Apple's moving.
Apple is moving out of China.
They're looking at India.
And what's interesting is you saw over the weekend, the first time China's loosening COVID restrictions. I think they realized they overstepped. They like need to back the fuck up. And it's going to be a pretty interesting next 60 days because we have the holiday shopping season. We know that's going to be, in America, probably be okay. But all the demand from ordering is so down that there's no way the next quarter can be good. There's no inventory.
Yeah, but I think the larger point is that everyone's concerned, like we can't just rely on China with this dictator that may just shut down the country at any given moment. So they're looking to Vietnam, they're looking to India, they're looking to other Southeast Asia, everywhere. And I think it's the first time China's, had a threat against me and Drama talked about this last episode. It's like 5 years ago, China was this like beacon of like, hey, dictatorship works. The middle class keeps, moving up. Everyone's life is great. And they were like, we don't care. We're okay with not having the rights that the Western countries have. Yeah. But that's completely fallen apart.
Yeah. I mean, I think they blew it over COVID.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, they were cruising. Even if they had 6 months ago, basically America really got back to normal.
12 months ago.
Not even. Like really like kind of end of last year.
Yeah. 12.
Yeah, sure. 12 months ago. If you had just done it 6 months ago, as China being a little further behind, you'd be fine. Chinese people would accept it. The World Cup basically blew people's mind away. And I think now it's
a real blow to dictatorship and authoritarianism.
Yeah, and then
because
by the
people
way,
are like, we're not dealing with this.
Iran officially disbanded its morality police over the weekend. Huge news. And they're considering changing the hijab laws. This all happened over the weekend. And so all the protests that were happening in Iran clearly have now made an impact. And so China's considered changing some rules, loosening on COVID. Iran's changing the morality. So like people do have power to make a change. And you're seeing this firsthand. It's pretty interesting to see the shift happen pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's what I've always said. It's like the social media is amazing for the developing world. It's terrible for the developed world. Like these things wouldn't happen in China or Iran if it weren't for social media. So it works in the third world. It just doesn't work in the developed world.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And I agree with that. And I think,
and I'm sure the World Cup had to do a lot with this. Like the players didn't stand for the anthem, or they didn't sing the anthem. Sorry, they stood.
And I think World Cup had a big impact on China and Iran.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's just that these people.
I know the viewership that they show America, but like billions of people are watching this stuff.
Yeah, it's just not
aggregated in the way that you would think.
Here, everyone was watch USC Utah.
Yeah.
But I think, I agree. And I think the challenge now is hopefully in Iran, the things that we're hearing actually happens. And hopefully in China, they loosen the COVID restrictions, because both of those things are actually very important for the entire world to move forward.
100%. And I mean, I think Xi overplayed his hand, and I don't think they know what to do
Yeah.
because the population has spoken.
Yeah.
And they know what's going on in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
This isn't 25 years ago where you can just contain your population.
All right, moving on. So Elon Musk, there was a story on Elon Musk in the New York Times that came out, and what's interesting is, Wall Street Journal, my mistake, Wall Street Journal. And the headline is Twitter, Tesla, Neuralink, SpaceX, the week that ran on Elon Musk time. And it's really just talking about a week in Elon Musk's life. And it was, there was complimentary things to it, but it also was highlighting how he's been missing on deadlines. He told people about Twitter Blue, that this is going to happen. And, I think people were also talking about the Twitter files that came out over the weekend. Those are kind of delayed and sloppy. I was, my thing about this is that, like, the guy's made mistakes, no doubt in my mind. But we continue to find fault in everything this person does. And you don't want to, very little is done in mainstream media to celebrate all the good he has done. And I think it's going to be like, and I really, really see a shift. I think millennial up, I think it's going to be very, very difficult to shift the influence of mainstream media on our everyday life. I think Gen Z, then Alpha is the one below that. That generation is not going to be held to mainstream media beliefs on anything. They're going to come up with their own conclusions. They're going to look at the information how they want to look at it. And, if you think about news 50 years ago, it was like Walter Cronkite delivered the news.
And Tom Brokaw.
And that was just, they told you what the news. And to be fair, they're pretty fucking objective.
Mm-hmm.
They were not opinionated. But today, news is very much like, if you watch The Daily Show, you're getting a very one-sided view. If you watch Tucker Carlson, you're watching a very one-sided view of what the world looks like. And then if you read different publications, you get the same vibe. And Wall Street Journal kind of came out and, talked about Elon Musk and the way he spends his time. And it's kind of like, he's kind of all over the place. He can't figure shit out. But like, you started the thing with Twitter, Tesla, Neuralink, and SpaceX. You forgot about the Boring Company. And ironically enough, the one thing the internet is talking about is ChatGPT, which is done by OpenAI, which he's a co-founder of. So why not fucking celebrate this?
No, well, forget celebrate it. I think it's more, it's like, where are people actually getting their news? So how many people are getting their news through mainstream media, Washington Post, New York Times?
I think most still.
Yeah.
Most people
but
are
young people aren't.
I think
it's the perfect example is like, if you talk to anyone under the age of 30, they all know what happened with FTX.
Yeah.
It's like so blatantly clear on Twitter, TikTok, if you name the platform, it's been dissected.
Yeah.
We know exactly what the fraud was. But then if you go on, mainstream media, you're still like, oh, is this guy, did he just mess up?
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He gave so much money to everybody.
So my point is it's just going to take time for young people, or our age group, to age out. And then the young people.
We just have to age out. I think slowly we're seeing people like our age that are looking at news a little differently. Even what the guys at All In Podcast do, they have such a huge audience.
Yeah, they're huge.
And they're fucking laying out the cards.
Yep.
Like, they are out there saying basically, this is how the world works. And this is fraud. This is bullshit. This is that. And there are young people. I think their audience probably skews older still, but there are young people listening to it and being like, yeah, fuck.
I mean, dude, they were the number 13 podcast this week.
Yeah. And so
that means you're getting millions and millions of views.
Probably 5 million, 10 million listeners type of shit. But I think but even then that's globally, right?
Yeah.
It's still not reaching
it's not reaching the average person in like whatever suburb.
Yeah, just think about it. Like, I'm telling you right now, if you listen to this podcast and you do not go on ChatGPT and play around with it and even do what I did with my kids or write a greeting card for your family, whatever, forget thinking about a business and all that shit. You are doing a disservice to your life. It's fucking awesome. And I think what's happening with Elon Musk is that people are just writing him off because of a few beliefs. And they're not going to appreciate it. It's sometimes, I remember doing this with athletes where I hated them so much and that I never appreciated their greatness. And then they stopped playing. And I'm like, man, I got to see that person. I just did not enjoy them while they were playing the game. And Elon to me is like that figure. Like, you could hate his guts, but enjoy him while he's here.
Right.
Like, he's out here doing some revolutionary shit. I don't care what you say, but Twitter, Tesla, Neuralink, SpaceX, Boring Company, and OpenAI has an impact on your life today.
Yeah, in everyone's life.
All of them. Every single person is affected by those things.
I can't believe how much time he's spending on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's
By the way,
and he got screwed. Let's be real. He got screwed.
He got the worst deal. He overpaid for that.
He paid $30 billion plus than he should have, and he has no interest in running Twitter.
No, it's a stupid business.
It's stupid.
It's stupid. It's an ad business.
Yeah.
Why do you want to run an ad business? By the way, you're a partner in OpenAI.
Right.
I've spent all my time there. OpenAI could be worth $1 trillion.
And I think advertisers are just going to bleed him out.
I don't know. Apple just came back. So he went and spent time with Tim Cook.
He kissed the ring. Tim Apple.
Tim Apple and Elon. Elon's not a dummy. I think people.
Of course, he's not a dummy. No one calls him a dummy.
People think he's just some alt-right dummy. That's literally what, like, if you ask a super liberal person, the alt-right dummy. He went to the Apple campus because he posted on his Twitter, wow, this place is nice. He went there.
I still don't get how he has the time to do all this.
Made up. Apple is now back to...
Does he have like 6 kids?
Yeah. ChatGPT them. Hey, write a goodnight song for all 17 of my kids. This is a great... ChatGPT is great for Nick Cannon.
What does he have, 12?
Yeah. Write a little note to every single one of my kids. These are their names.
That's great.
But Apple's back as an advertiser. They're going to spend $100 million this year. Tiny, in the grand scheme of Apple's budget. But I don't know. I think it's fine. The other big thing that I saw over the weekend was there was this Twitter Files thing where Matt Taibbi, who's a very famous reporter, that was tweeting about basically what Twitter did to help kind of cover up some of the Hunter Biden mess that was happening. Basically just made certain journalists' heads just absolutely explode. It became such a Democrat versus Republican thing. And it's crazy how like people were just completely just, I don't know, absolutely shitting on Matt Taibbi for even participating in it. And then the right wing was like, oh my God, expose Hunter Biden for who he is, whatever. The funny thing is that would all sides agree there's clearly something wrong with Hunter Biden?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to celebrate there. Poor kid is fucked up. He's done dumb shit. Is it fair to say if you're running for president and some dumb shit happened, like, wouldn't you want it covered up? Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't see the point of like, why not just admit and be like, yo, Hunter Biden's kind of an idiot.
Wait, who are you saying needs to admit it?
Everyone does. It's okay. Even liberal people, like, you could be mad that Matt Taibbi is covering it, but you can also be truthful that Hunter Biden's a moron and the guy's made mistakes. Those pictures, imagine if that was anybody else.
Yeah.
Grabbing some girl's hair, doing cocaine. Like, that's not normal. None of that shit's normal.
So I guess what's your point?
I can't believe that every liberal person is just attacking liberal journalist, is attacking Matt Taibbi for revealing this like series of information that just says this is what Twitter internally did. He's not saying it's right or wrong. He's not saying anything, but this is what they did. You can make that distinction for yourself if you're comfortable with it.
But the problem is now, if you just want to speak from a political standpoint, Republicans would never do that for their side. Meaning they never will. Donald Trump had dinner with a white nationalist, Nick Fuentes. No one's calling that out.
They are.
Not Republicans.
Yeah.
Democratic journalists are.
Yeah.
So this is the new world.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Then I think you should torch Hunter Biden to the ground. You have to, if you're Twitter.
Sure, if you're Twitter. But my point is, you can't blame liberals for that because they play dirty on the other side.
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
So you have to stand in line. We always talk about this.
Yeah.
How Republicans always stand in line.
They're greater.
It doesn't matter. Abortion, guns, kids getting killed in school.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We stand up for kids getting killed in school. We're Republican.
Yeah. They're good at that.
And so why would you blame a liberal journalist to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're blaming Twitter. I don't think that's fair to blame Twitter. Because I bet you if there was something to share about Donald Trump and Twitter, that would be shared. But we know that big tech is generally liberal.
Sure.
And they lean towards protecting liberal political kind of candidates. So that's the point there. It's not, I don't care about the news itself. Like these people are all psychopaths to me, both sides. But the fact that you're not going to find a situation where like Google was covering up for Donald Trump. There's no fucking way they were. Everyone is covering up for something liberal because these companies lean that way. That's the problem. And big tech has to just deal with that. They have to figure out how to deal with that.
Well, then you have Facebook that had, in 2016, Russian.
But they got manipulated. So
that's big tech, though.
Yeah, but they got manipulated. They didn't actually do anything. Someone smarter than them figured out how to manipulate the data that, Russian, Cambridge Analytica, whoever was like, we can just manipulate it. They just outsmarted Facebook. I just think that it's going to be tough for everyone in, just general people to navigate information in this era because...
No, but if you look at the top 10, I looked at top 10 cable news shows, it's all Fox News.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And if you watch any of these shows, it's all full of shit.
Yeah. All 100 of the top 100 are full of shit.
No.
I would say both sides are full of shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying the most viewed are Fox News.
Yeah.
So that they're the most viewed. So who cares if Twitter's doing this?
Yeah, but Twitter still has a huge reach.
They do, but I'm just saying they don't play right on the other side. Yeah. Fox News is a joke. Have you watched Tucker Carlson?
Yeah, he's...
Fox and Friends? Have you watched any of these guys?
No, I've actually watched all of them, and they're playing to their audience.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I don't fault CNN to play to their audience.
100%.
But I also think if there's information that Elon's revealing that says that Twitter employees covered up.
I think the problem now is everything is just basically like, the liberals are doing this. And where if you just look on the other side, like look at what Fox and Tucker
the problem is
Clay
that
Travis and all these guys, they're all literally, you could go through anyone's timeline.
You know what the problem is? Where liberals fail is that you don't take SBF. The way that liberal media has handled SBF is not fucking fair. The guy should be arrested. 100%. He should be in fucking handcuffs.
He should be arrested 100%, but I don't think the media understands what he did.
Oh, come on. Stole money?
They don't understand it. Like, it's really... Crypto Twitter has painted this all.
I mean, you're telling me nobody at New York Times or Washington Post follows Crypto Twitter? Are they the worst newspaper of all time? They both those should go out of business if nobody follows Crypto Twitter.
So what are you insinuating?
I'm saying like, dude, we should be going after this guy. We fucking arrest people for weed still in this country. The weed. You can get drunk, drive fast, and go to jail for 5 years. This fucker stole $10 billion.
Yeah.
He should be jailed.
No, he should be in jail, but I
and
think it's gonna
everyone
take
in the
time.
media should be like, arrest this man today. I don't care, liberal, fucking conservative. Everyone should be out for his head. That's not fucking fair. It's not fair.
I don't think it's a liberal thing, to be honest.
Okay, well then,
I think it's all media. Why isn't Fox News talking
why
about
isn't
it?
Joe Biden saying, I want this man arrested?
Why isn't Fox News saying it?
Who says they're not? I
They
don't
aren't.
watch it. I don't watch
mean,
to know. Maybe
no
they
one's
are.
tweeting
I'm not
it.
even saying CNN or Fox. I'm saying Joe Biden saying this guy committed a crime. Why is it
I
behind
think
bars?
it takes time, and I think the Southern District of New York will go after him and put him in jail.
Yeah, I
So
don't want
it's-
him hanging out in the Bahamas.
It's going to take time. It's a company that's based in the Bahamas.
They stole American money.
Sure, but he's not in America. And his
What-
company's not domiciled in America.
No, that's fine.
So I don't think it's a liberal media problem. I think it's more, it takes time to figure out. No one actually, like, we talk about how Congress doesn't know the difference between Apple and Facebook. How would they know what he did with FTX and Alameda?
Yeah, but this is a lot of money. They know money. Nancy Pelosi, put her on this.
Yeah.
She could figure it out. She doesn't like losing money.
She always wins.
Yeah, Paul Pelosi, I bet you he had some FTX. If Paul
probably
Pelosi
has
had,
FTT.
if he had 200 grand FTX, that fool would be in jail right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, I want truly unbiased
You're not
everything.
going to get it.
Yeah, but we have to push for it.
It's the cat's out of the bag. It's done.
I don't know.
And I think the problem is now everyone's just talking about liberal media. No one's talking about how bad conservative media
but
is.
we've talked about it for 8 years. We know how bad it is. It's horrendous.
No, but they only listen to that and no one criticizes it anymore. It's
No.
done.
No.
Everyone's like, yeah, that's the way
No.
they view the world.
Yeah, but they view the world. If they they are racist, they are this. People have accepted that that's how they are. No one has ever positioned liberals as criminals.
I think liberals have gotten their fair share of blowback in the last 3 years.
I think the reality is Fox, CNN will be fucking out of business in the next decade. Both of them do not have two legs to stand on. They have no reason to exist. I think people.
ChatGPT, that's it.
I think
News should just be AI.
I think news should be AI, and I think people like, All In is just one segment of the news market, but there'll be like 500 versions of that where you get your information from, which, All In gets more than probably most of the fucking TV shows on that top cable list.
100%.
Maybe just under Hannity and Tucker.
Between clips, no,
Yeah.
100% All In gets more.
Yeah, and that's my point, is that, like, I do think those people's days
I mean,
are
we
numbered.
get a lot of clips.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we get millions of views in a week sometimes. And I think those days are numbered. Like, I think all of those people's days are numbered, both sides. And people will get their news from people like this. The problem is that, like, there's a bunch of psychopaths on all sides that are going to be spewing nonsense.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
But SBF is just a fucking joke.
It is a joke.
It's a complete joke.
And I think he'll be.
I think Kanye's a joke, and he should be banned from fucking all communication from any media. I think SBF is a complete joke. He should not be allowed to talk publicly.
I can't believe. I mean, we talked about this last episode. I can't believe Andrew Sorkin had him on.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, you're a very credible,
Yeah.
like, journalist, financial reporter, whatever you want to call him, but like,
Yeah.
he's famous. And he had him on, and like, nothing really got discussed.
No. It's a joke. All right, I'm going to leave with some positive news.
What do we got?
It's sports related again. Deion Sanders,
Mm-hmm. Prime time.
probably one of my most favorite athletes growing up. I said this, I don't know if I said it on the podcast at the beginning of the year. I said, if you watch football, you should watch the team he coaches, Jackson State, and his son. They're the most exciting football team in the country.
Amazing TikToks.
Amazing TikTok. Amazing. And like, his son is, I would say Caleb Williams, the best player in the country. His son is number 2. They're that fucking good. He's that good. And he played for a historical black college, Jackson State. And he did an amazing job bringing that program undefeated, won their conference. And, you know, he got offered a job over the weekend to go to the University of Colorado, which basically sucks at football. Sorry, Ryan Tierney, who's a Colorado Buffalo.
Yep.
But they've sucked for a very long time. And they got Deion Sanders. And they're getting his son. And they're getting all these other kids to come. And it's insane how polarizing the decision has been. Because I think it upset people that went to historical black colleges that he left, you know, the school. It's also extremely, I would say, I think it's a big deal if you're trying to change, make changes. You have to make it at the highest level. And unfortunately, these colleges that he was playing against are very underfunded. So it's going to take years before they get the money to compete with the best schools in the country. So you have a black coach, his son, probably one of the best players in football. They're going to Colorado. They're going to bring the best talent. And I think he's going to take all the best players.
Yeah.
And he gave a speech, which I would highly recommend you watching.
I watched it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, you know, the takeaway, you know, the clip that's going viral is basically like, you know, I brought luggage here and my luggage is Louis. And if you don't step up to the occasion, then you should hit this transfer portal and get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
And it got taken a really, really wrong way. And I think it pissed a lot of people off that he's arrogant and whatever. I think it's very similar to what Elon did when he walked into Twitter and said, this is hardcore culture. And if you want to be great, this is what it's going to take. And I follow this woman who I think she's a product person at Twitter. And she is like evangelizing what Twitter is about and really like, I think her name is Esther Crawford. And she's really been pushing like, you know, Twitter's making these changes. Really like, if you want to join us, come join us. And I think it helps that it's a woman and someone that's been in the organization. And I saw what Deion did, and it's like, he's in the Pac-12 now. USC's in the Pac-12.
Well, USC's leaving.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's good schools.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's a power conference.
Yes, it's a big deal. And
so two things. I'm surprised he didn't get a bigger job, given what he did at Jackson State.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised Auburn didn't want him.
Stepping stone.
And like all these other like massive schools should have
Maybe
wanted
they
him.
just said, you have carte blanche. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I heard he was getting paid $300,000 a year at his last job, and he's getting $5 million here.
So, you know, it's amazing to watch Deion's speeches. They're all on TikTok because everything's recorded.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's got a film crew.
No, he's got
with
a film crew with him.
He's got a film crew with him.
I see him all the time.
So, like, his Jackson State speeches, I recommend everyone to go watch them. They're
Very inspiring.
So inspiring. They're so good. He talks about like all the things that matters to the community and you know the players where they come from. And it's kind of the shitty part is like he's gonna go to Colorado, then he's gonna go to Auburn, and then Alabama or whatever. Yeah. Like, he's gonna keep climbing. But I thought he made such an impact with those kids at Jackson State.
Yeah,
and obviously he's a business person. He's got to do what he needs to do.
Yeah, and I think people.
But I saw the impact he had because I saw on those videos because he had the camera crew. It's all filmed.
Yeah.
Like he really impacted these kids.
Yeah,
and they would never get a voice like Primetime.
Yeah,
in their life.
Yeah,
and now it's gone.
Yeah, so I agree, and I think to that point, it's if those schools care about sports, some will and some won't. It's not like Harvard. Harvard has the largest endowment in the world. Why do they suck at football?
Right.
I mean, someone at Harvard must like football, right? Just they don't fucking care. And maybe these colleges are fully based on education and they don't care about sports. So if they care about sports, they'll make it a priority. And maybe one day he'll come back and he'll coach those kids, or his kid will coach those schools. It's just.
I mean, I'm not faulting him. My point. I'm just saying, like, I saw on those videos how much of an impact he had on those kids.
Yeah, I agree. And I watched half those fucking games because his kid is insane. It's really fun to watch. But yeah, I get it.
Primetime. He should have had a bigger job than Colorado. In my
Stepping stone. He did 2 years, 3 years there. He'll do 2, 3 years there and move on. If he goes like 10 and 2.
I mean, Steve Kerr got the Warriors job without being a coach.
Okay.
Prime time is bigger than Steve Kerr.
Yeah, I think college football is different. And I think it's very institutional. Like these people have worked these jobs like for a very long time. But you saw Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma, a couple good seasons. He was USC coach.
Yeah.
Dion could end up being.
I want him at USC, given our defense.
I mean, I'm ready to give up on Lincoln Riley after. I was like, wow, why is this guy going to USC too? All right. Well, incredible episode. We will see all the LA Cathies out here on Tuesday.
That's right.
6 p.m. Petit Taqueria. Be ready. Be ready to meet people. Come with a friendly attitude. And it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
Let's do it.
Bye-bye.